Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of EdTalks. And I'm so excited to have a friend of mine, Ampomah, with us today. Prince, welcome to EdTalks.
Thank you so much, Ed. Thank you for having me here.
So we're former colleagues of the advisory board, and that's how we first sort of connected, and obviously healthcare. So tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So we definitely worked in the advisory board. I'm a healthcare executive, currently work for one of the leading cancer institutions in the world based in Houston. But I would say that in terms of myself, I am an ordinary person who has written an extraordinary book that is timeless and impactful. That's how I describe myself.
Yeah, and I love it. And you can see it in your background. Born original, lived a copy. And really the byline is embrace the story and live you. So tell us a little bit about the origin of the book. Like, why'd you write the book?
Yeah, that's a great point. One of the things why I wrote the book is I have had the chance, Ed, to live in three different continents. I've lived in Africa, Europe, and here. And one of the things I have always practiced is wherever I go, I live my originality because you know that in every society, you certainly can be compelled to adopt, change, integrate in many different ways. But I have found that people always appreciate, and I've found some little success in living who I am, my originality, who and the kind of person I am. Also, that's one. So point number two is that because of technological advancement and because of where we are as a civilization, many people have succumbed to the notion that their uniqueness is not relevant to the world. And I'm going to quote an 18th century English poet by the name Edward Young. He said, "We're all born originals, but so many of us die as copies." And that is so true in many senses of the word. And that is one of the other reasons that compelled me to say, I need to insert some different discussions into the global narrative that, Ed, you and I are very unique, but the success to your story as an individual is in your uniqueness and that you've lived a very different life. The culmination of all the choices you've made that has made you very unique is also the reason that you're able to be impactful. And that is some of the reasons why I wrote the book. My goal is that everyone who reads the book would pause and say, hey, I have a unique story to tell the world. I can add value to this world, and my uniqueness is the key that unlocks that ability to make an impact.
Yeah, that's what I love about the book and why I wanted you to speak about it, because it's all about being the authentic self, your
Authenticity,
authenticity.
yes.
Prince, as you were saying, and for us specifically in healthcare, but it happens generally around the world. I mean, this book is not healthcare. This is for everyone. Certainly in healthcare, as we know, as we rise up in the ranks,
Mhm.
we become more and more a copy, right? Because we're afraid. All the things that made us successful as a human, we are afraid to express those as we rise up through the ranks because of all the societal pressures and the business pressures, like all the cultural things you're alluding to. But your book says, no, 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 stay true to yourself. Don't become a copy. I love that.
Yeah.
What, t- any feedback that you've gotten from some of the many people that have bought in the book?
Yeah. I've received so many hundreds and hundreds of feedback. The one that cuts across though is to your point is one is people always ask me, Prince, what if embracing myself is not accepted in a society? What if in an environment? What if I'm in an environment that is compelling me, pushing me into become another version of what I'm not? To your point about as we climb, we continue to grow our career in healthcare and in other areas, you become a certain version of yourself that maybe you lose a little bit of that authenticity. They ask me that question all the time. And my answer has always been the same. If you ever find yourself in an environment where you're being compelled to come to bring a different version of yourself to work, you have to reevaluate that environment. And I've said this many times. In fact, there's a radio station, they asked me the same question, and they asked me about imposter syndrome. What if you don't want your people don't accept your authenticity? Then you don't need to be in that environment. Effectively,
Yes.
as a leader, you have to be able to show up exactly the same way. But most importantly, I tell my team all the time, create an environment where all my team members bring their full self to work. That is, they embrace who they are, their uniqueness, they bring it to the work that we do. I tell them, if you ever find me creating an environment where you are compelled to bring another version of yourself, then you have to run. That is not the kind of leader. That's not the kind of environment that anybody thrives in.
Yeah. I love it, Prince. It's a fantastic read, fantastic book. Thank you for writing it. We'll put all the information on how to purchase this book in the show notes and how to connect with Prince. He's an amazing human, as you can tell. Thank you so much, Prince, for being part of Ed Talks.
Thank you, Ed. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you so much.